Good morning, good morning, good morning. Excuse me. It is the 23rd day of August, and my name is Robert Edward Brown, and I'm off the course for Jesus Christ. And I got a word for you. How you doing? I hope you're having a great morning. I think it's important that we understand the enemy and who we are at war against. Because before you can truly know the battle, you first must know who your enemy is. And any war that has been, you first must know who the enemy is you're fighting. And a lot of times we think that we're fighting, I don't know what people think that we're fighting, but this spiritual warfare is against fallen angels. There are good angels and there are rebellious angels. There are angels who will to serve God, and there are angels who will to be with the enemy, the devil, Satan, Hallel, that serpent of old. And it's important that you distinguish who the warfare is against, because you would never truly understand that we're in a warfare against angels, against fallen angels. We're in a warfare against supernatural beings who are looking to guide people to do the wrong thing. Have you ever been out of state? Have you ever went to another state and it felt like when you entered that state, it felt like, dang, it's just like a weight is on this. Like it's like something, because you got to understand that principalities and powers and the spiritual warfare. Have you ever done somebody good and all they thought about is the wrong or the bad? That's because it's a spiritual warfare. That's because it's a spirit on that person. That's not of God. God has poured out a spirit, but the enemy is counterfeit. And you got to understand that the enemy is looking to break down every brother or sister, whether it's the devil, whether it's his workers, whether it's a fallen angel. You have to understand that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. This is not a physical warfare. We're not in a war against someone who looks like you, or someone who's black, or someone who's white, or someone who's Hispanic, or someone who is Jewish. We're in a spiritual warfare. There are angels that are good and that are bad, that are controlling things and trying to push their own agenda. But God still has the control. That's why angels never blaspheming God. You never hear about the devil talking about God. You never hear about any angel, fallen or demon, talking about God, because they understand the power that God has. But we complain. The angels, the fallen angels, and those dark forces of dark use us to complain, use us to blaspheme God, because you know the power of God. See, angels are created beings, so they already know the majesty and the greatness of the creators of the heaven and earth. But they use us to complain, or they use us to go against God. That's why you have people out here with hatred in their heart, because they're being influenced by rebellious angels. It's important that you understand that this spiritual warfare is not about a physical thing. It's a spiritual warfare. There are supernatural beings at work who don't want you bringing other brothers and sisters back to Jesus Christ, who don't want you living right, who don't want you walking in the light, who want you walking in darkness, walking in sin. If you're married, who wants your marriage not working? If you have children, who wants your children not listening to you? There are forces at work against you and me, brothers and sisters, and there's forces at work with us. There are dark angels and there are angels still on God's side. If you don't believe me, let me get into this word, because I'm going to be reading a lot about angels today. And what I'm going to be starting with is 2 Peter verses 2 through 4. And it says, "For if God spared not the angels that sinned," See, they don't want to teach you about these fallen angels that are here on this earth, that are controlling the government, that are controlling people who want to do the wrong thing, that are influencing people to do the wrong thing. That's why sometimes when you pray and you ask for something, it don't come to you like that. Because there is an angel fighting against the forces of dark to take your prayer up and to bring it back. But you would never know that if you don't get in this word and study, brothers and sisters. This is not a physical warfare. We are fighting against supernatural beings. Have you ever loved someone and someone done you wrong and they couldn't see the love because they were blinded? That's because they have a spirit on them, a spirit of disobedience. And that's not of God. The spirit of disobedience is not of God. The dark force. There are dark forces out here who want you walking in darkness, who want you walking in sin, who want you feeling like you're not worthy of the calling by which God has called you. Those are forces of the dark. Because God said He didn't give you a spirit of fear, but of love and of peace and of a sound mind. But while you're dealing with what you're dealing with, battling what you're battling, going through what you're going through, that don't mean that God can't use you. It don't mean that God can't use you to bring another, a brother or sister. But those forces of darkness that work against us, those fallen angels, those demonic forces that work against you, fallen angels are angels with power who rebelled against God. Listen to this because it's important that you understand. When people come against you, you got to understand it's the spirit that is on them. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. People don't like me because Robert Brown wants to change. People don't like me because I want to shine a light in my darkness. I want to be renewed. I believe that Jesus Christ is the living Son of God. God came in the flesh, born of a virgin, and walked this earth in perfection. And He bore all our sin, me, my lying, my fornication, my lust, my sin that I have committed. He bore it all. And the devil and those workers of iniquity don't want you believing in Jesus Christ. These demonic forces out here that push the agenda of the devil, they try to get you away from Jesus Christ because you battle things, because you deal with stuff, point the finger at you. It's all what the enemy wants. The enemy wants you distracted. The enemy wants you defeated. We are not against flesh and blood. We are in a spiritual warfare because there are evil spirits out here that take hold to our family, to our brothers, our sisters, people that we love, and influence them to do the wrong thing, influence them to walk in darkness, influence them to be bitter, influence them to vent and talk about people. People think venting is a good thing. When you're talking about somebody, that's not a good thing. Venting is never a good thing when you're talking about somebody, because it's important that you understand that part of venting is you're speaking things out there into the atmosphere. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, and whoever loves it, eat the fruit thereof. So it's important that you understand the spiritual warfare that we're in. You're not in a warfare against somebody who looks like you or somebody who's from a different race. You're in a warfare against supernatural beings. Let me continue. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. We are not in a physical warfare. We are in a supernatural warfare against supernatural beings who want to push the agenda of the devil. The devil has tricked and deceived created beings. Just like he's tricking and deceiving our brothers and sisters. He's tricking and deceiving people that go against us, people that talk about us, people that look at us and think that we won't do this or do that. But God has the power. You have to understand the warfare that we are in. There are demons, there are fallen angels who want us to go where they're going. Their judgment is already reserved. And you have to understand the battle and the warfare that we are in. People don't go against you because they hate you. It's the spirit that is on that person. The Bible says you try the spirit by the spirit and the word by the word. So it's important that you understand the angels that are fallen and the workers of darkness that we are up against, that control the airways, the government, the system, who are pushing the agenda of a one world government, a one world religion. So it's not about a person that is black or white, Mexican or Hispanic, a Filipino. It's not about the color of his skin. It's about the spirit that is on that person. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, brothers and sisters, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Stop thinking because somebody comes against you that it's that person because of the color of their skin. When it's the spirit that is on them. It's the spirit that is on somebody that you deeply love who can't get right. It's the spirit that is on someone that you deeply care about who thinks you won't change or thinks you're going to be this way forever. It's the spirit of darkness. It's the spirit of disobedience that is on them. So it's important that you understand the warfare that we are in. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. If the Bible tells you to try the spirit by the spirit, understand that this is a spiritual warfare. And you dealing with what you're dealing with, battling what you're battling, going through what you're going through. The devil don't want you using your gift, using your life as an example of how great God is. This is not a physical warfare. You have to understand who the enemy is. The enemy is a fallen angel, and he has fallen angels with him. And they don't like that you are curious about Jesus Christ. They don't like that you love. They don't like that my brother is a white man, a Caucasian man. And we love each other. We don't have the same mom or dad, but we're family. Because we believe in Jesus Christ. We don't believe in the color of somebody's skin. I don't see color. I see love. See how you treat me. Allow the angels that have fallen to trick you and to deceive you. That person that comes against you, that person that doesn't like you, that person that talks about you is them. No, it's the spirit that is on them. Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We are in a spiritual warfare. This is a supernatural war. And people that we love, people that we care about, people that don't want to see our change are being blinded by the workers of lawlessness, by the workers of iniquity. People that come against you, they're not coming against you. They're coming against the Spirit of God that dwells in you. Because we have the Spirit of Christ. But Christ is seated at the right hand of the Father in glory. And at his name, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. Well, let us confess that Jesus Christ is Lord and that he died and rose from the dead on the third day for us all, so that we may not walk in pride, so that we may not feel like we are alone, that we have to deal with things by ourselves, so that we may understand that this is a spiritual warfare, and those people that come against you have a spirit on them. That's why the Bible tells you, try the spirit by the spirit and the word by the word. My name is Robert Edward Brown, and I want you to understand that we are in a spiritual warfare. There are angels that rebelled against God, that want to take away your light, that want you walking in darkness. That's why the enemy attacks you through people you love, people you care about, people you look out for. It's always somebody that's close to us that the enemy uses to hurt us. Understand who the enemy is and understand why he wants to attack you. Because when he looks at you, he sees Jesus Christ. Is Jesus Christ not your Lord and your Savior? So every time the enemy looks at you, every time those fallen angels, every time that demonic spirit, that evil spirit that's on that person, your brother, sister, mom, dad, someone you love, or your wife, your husband, when that spirit is on them, they don't see you. They see Jesus Christ and they don't like it. So you have to understand the warfare that we are in. You have a great morning. My name is Robert Edward Brown, and I'm going to give you the warning. I'm going to tell you about what type of warfare we are in, so you can stop looking at people and be like, what's wrong with them? And understand, that's a spirit on them. Get thee behind me, Satan, or the Lord rebuke you. Understand the power that we have in our words. That's why venting to everybody, it's not okay. But edifying everybody is okay. I'm off the porch for Jesus Christ. Let's